Rihanna finally broke her silence about the domestic dispute between her and Chris Brown with Diane Sawyer last night, and I would like to commend her for being brave enough to come before the world and express how she felt about the entire ordeal. It's so important what she did because lots of young women and girls around the world look up to her. She's a megastar, and I was afraid for the longest time that the mentality concerning domestic violence was being warped by a person who has her stature, not coming out, not denouncing, decrying, or standing firmly against domestic violence, and the person who attacked her immediately almost after the incident occurred, as you know by now, she went back to Chris Brown. And around that time, my 10-year-old daughter and I were having a conversation, and she was telling me about how in elementary school, these kids were saying that they just didn't think that Chris Brown could have done that much damage, or sometimes people get in fights and you need to forgive and move on. I was horrified when I heard that. All the young ladies out there who have that mentality, please listen to me. It is not worth your life. Domestic violence is a matter of life and death. If you heard Rihanna's interview, one of the things she pointed out was that women tend to stay in the relationship up to 8 times of having been attacked. That does not mean that you have up to 8 chances to be attacked. In fact, this couple of minutes that I've been talking to you in this video, women are dying right now. Women, several of them, have lost their lives at the hand of a domestic violence person who perpetuates it, of a person who is abusing them. And the other aspect of this is Rihanna said something that I think can be misconstrued. And she was clarifying, well, you know, that happened before, that there was some violence before, but not to this extent. It doesn't matter what the extent is. If someone is abusing you, it's like if you're going to get drowned. You can get drowned off a cup of water. You don't have to be in a pool. So you don't give that person the opportunity to drown you or kill you in this instance. So that's the point. She was not trying to say that it wasn't so bad per se. I think she was just trying to clarify the details of what happened. If you are in a domestic violence situation, I encourage you to go to the domestic violence website. There are lots of resources out there for you. I know sometimes it's not easy to just walk away from the situation. Your livelihood or your life may be tied into it in terms of if you're married, money and those kinds of things. You may be married to someone who pays all the bills and takes care of life expenses. So I know it's not always easy, but it is possible and it is necessary. If a man hits you once, he will do it again. I agree wholeheartedly with Oprah Winfrey and the army of women who are standing against men who beat women. On the other hand, there are women who beat men, and it's not right in either case. I'm so glad that this discussion is being reopened so that we can dialogue about domestic violence against women and against men, just in a general sense, because nobody should be putting their hands on another person. I can't believe what I saw years ago. I think I was watching TLC, and there was this emergency room type show. There was a woman on there with her son who had been in an abusive relationship with a woman for years. They would get into domestic disputes, and she would beat him. She would just beat him, and he would never hit her back because, of course, as he should have been, he was taught that men just don't hit women. But she was beating him almost into nothing, and his mother urged him to get out of the situation because she knew it would lead to his death. And finally it did. This woman stabbed him just inches or very close, not even inches, very close to his heart, and he died. So women, men, anybody out there who can't control your tempers, get some anger management, go through the social services available in your area. Make sure that you can control yourself, because that's partially what the issue is. It's a matter of control. And then ladies, what I hear and what I see in talking to lots of women as the founder of the Extreme Makeover for the Woman's Soul Wellness Retreat and Empowerment Summit is that a whole lot of the time, women think it's going to be okay, whatever they're going through with their spouses, whether it's domestic violence or infidelity or just general male dominance, where they're being talked down to on a regular basis. Women really don't understand their value and their worth. That's what I teach in the Extreme Makeover for the Woman's Soul. And that healing is a process. No matter what circumstances you're going through in life, they are able to be surmounted with the process of healing. So whether you are young or old, rich or poor, obviously this disease does not have a zip code. And I did say disease because that's how it seems to manifest. It seems like once it started, it just festers and it does not go away. It is dis-ease in a person's mind. No matter where you are, if you're going through this, you can get help. And like Rihanna, I looked at her and I sensed that she was just trying to put on her strongest face. But she is not healed. And healing is a process. Why live the rest of your life with these thoughts tormenting you instead of getting help? Get some help. Thank you.